What's up, guys? This is Brian. I just did a video yesterday, and today I decided, after going to the used bookstore, to do another one. Just because I think I got some pretty cool stuff. Um, I went to the used bookstore today because I was specifically looking for some trade paperbacks, which I this blows my mind. This is just me, but from what I understand, I am of the opinion that trade paperbacks are a waste of money as a collector. Now, they're great for reading and having a book to read and having a book that you can lend to somebody else. They can, you don't have to be paranoid about them destroying your comic. And they're great for letting your kids read because, again, you don't have to worry about them destroying your book. Now, as a collector, I much prefer single issues. I just do. Maybe that's because that's the way I grew up reading comics and collecting them. And that being said, by its very nature, a trade paperback is a reprint. We all know that first printings of single issues are what's desirable when you've collected comics that way, and it's just the way it is. But this one guy I work with, he buys and sells stuff on the side, and he told me today he picked up a book, a trade from somebody, and he paid half the cover price for it, and he flipped it for he flipped it on Amazon after all the Amazon fees and after all that stuff. He made just under $100 off of a trade paperback. So I was like, what the fuck? Because it was a trade that's out of print, and so apparently, and I've heard this from somebody else too, is that when these trade paperbacks go out of print, that suddenly they'll go up in price. So, being as that I don't care about owning and collecting trades, I think I'm going to have my eye out looking for the ones that are out of print from now on, just as a speculator and just hoping to flip them so that I can buy real comic books. So that being said, I totally struck out on the whole trade paperback thing. Struck out. Not a big deal. But the first book that I did pick up there is sort of a trade. I think. One moment. I should have looked at this first. Sorry. But anyways, first thing I picked up was this Excalibur Mojo Mayhem. This is a new one to me. I've never seen this before. If this is a reprint, then it's a trade. If it's printed and written and printed to be in this format at this length, then I would call it a graphic novel. But the cool thing about this is it's Art Adams. And you guys all know that I love Art Adams. And in addition to it being Art Adams, it's also the X-Babies. Now, this might be what, I'm going to have to look into this farther, but there was in one of the X-Men annuals, there was some X-Babies in that. And they were drawn by Art Adams. Now, but this doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't look exactly like that to me. It might be a reprint of that stuff. I'll look into it and see if any of you guys know. Throw me a comment down below to let me know that I'm an idiot and this is indeed a trade paperback. But this is the first thing that I picked up that I wanted. Yeah, you might be able to see it. You see that, how there's a nice, right, this square, you hear that? And it's because these fuckers stuck the label right on there, a barcode label right on there. So I'm going to have to get some goo on and get that adhesive off there and hope it doesn't, it's not in great shape, so it doesn't really matter. And it would cost me $2.60. I really don't care. Then I went and dug through the back issue bins and picked the Solar number 17 from the original Valiant run. It's cost me a whopping 25 cents. I'm pretty happy to have that. Then I picked up issue 1 and issue 2 of Trees. These have a... Hold on. I don't know. I don't remember what the cover price is. I thought the cover price was at least $3 or $2.99. Wobbly jiggered. Oh yeah, it's a $2.99 cover price. I got both of these for $1.99 because of it's a used bookstore, and even though these are brand new, yeah. So I've noticed that the bookstore has been getting more newer issues in. So, and they mark them off by like $1. So I got issues 1 and issue 2 of Trees. I already have these, so I think I'm just gonna hang on to those, sit on those for a minute, and see if I can't, see if anybody else wants them or flip them on eBay. Then I got Brian Hitch, The Real Heroes #1. It's a $3.99 cover price. This is the second cover, so it's the first variant. And I got this for $1. Happy about that. This next book I got for $1 as well. I don't know if this has got any significance. I think it's kind of new, actually. It's because it says featuring the first chapter of the Preacher Book 1 hardcover graphic novel. So I don't think this is the original from back in the day. The preview of Preacher that was put out. I think this is something much more recent, but it's the Preacher, so there's always going to be a place in my twisted little heart for the Preacher. Then I picked up, I'm not a huge fan of DC, and you guys all know that, but at $1 I kind of went a little nuts in a DC bin. I got the Bulleteer #1. Never heard of this before, but I don't know. Paquette, I think, is the guy that Yannick Paquette. This guy right here, that guy. He did the pencils, at least on the cover, and it looks really, really nice. I think it's really corny though, because it really reminds me of a Conehead on the cover. But yeah, whatever. Now, because the DC New 52 stuff is blew up and all that shit, and #1 issues of most of those books are like really more than I want to pay for them. I thought $1.99 and $3 weren't too bad to pay for. $1.99 for World's Finest #1, New 52 in this, and then Birds of Prey #1, $3, $2.99. I'm really kind of happy to get those because I didn't really even notice the DC New 52 stuff until well into it, so I missed out on all that. I think I'm going to make an attempt to go back I'm going to go back to the used bookstore and see if I can fill in a lot more of these, because I think that I've always kind of had an interest in them, but I was so far out of the loop on them that I didn't bother with them. I got another New 52 book, #1, issue #1. It's Justice League of America. This is a variant cover. It's the flag of Virginia, as you can tell by that woman stomping on the man there. Yeah, so this is one of the many, many variants that were put out. I think, oh yeah, and it also has Virginia. So this was I don't understand how this one goes because it's 01901. It should be 001 and then the variant number, but it's not, so whatever. I only picked it up just because it's $1.99. It's the first issue. And it's a coincidence that it's the Virginia issue, and I happen to live here right now. Lucky me. Next book cost me $1, and it's a one-shot, Necrosha, New Mutants, X-Force, and X-Men Legacy. It's got some real problems as far as the spine go, in my opinion. I should have looked closer at this book, but it's a really awesome cover, and for $1, you can't beat it. I'm just going to have to go and find a better copy of it one day. That's all. Then, next book has an awesome spine. Hold on just a minute. Okay. So So it's Uncanny X-Men 346. This is Marrow and Spider Spam on the cover, doing their thing. That was $1. Then Uncanny X-Men versus Sauron. It's X-Men 354. Again, $1. And the spines on both of these books are really great. I'd say they're easily 9.0s or probably higher. But anything above a 9.0, and I'm really iffy on, because I don't like to say that a book is a 9.2, a 9.4, a 9.6, or definitely not a 9.8, because grading is so subjective. But I will definitely say that based on what I've seen from CGC books that are 9s and higher, those two books are definitely 9s and better. In fact, I'd say they're better, but I'm not going to, because I'm going to say they're 9s or better. Next up, I got X-Men number... What the fuck they put the number on this one? I should prepare better, huh? Well, I'm not gonna. I think it might be 170, or it might be 17. I don't know. Anyways, this is an old X-Men book. It was $1. I don't even know if I have it. I might have it already. Who knows? Then I got X-Men number 32. I think this is from like the second volume or third volume. I'm really not sure. But it's got an awesome cover on it, so that's why I picked it up. Yeah, pretty cool cover. Now, getting back into the DC stuff a little bit. I got Adventures in the DC Universe number 7. It's the Shazam family. And then I picked up Adventures in DCU number 10. I don't know how I managed to miss these back in the day. I know how I missed the Batman Adventures back in the day, because I think at the time that the comics were out, it was not too long after the animated stuff came out. I wasn't really that into it at the time, so I didn't pay any attention to it. But now I would have to say, of any of the Batman comics, that Batman Adventures is definitely some of my favorite stuff. This is issue 18. And this one is in, fine, very fine. It's got some spine stress and a few, more than a couple of color breaks, but the corners are great. So, it's that. And then from there, this issue 31. Now, again, both of these things cost me $1, which, if you see any of those books for $1, pick them up, because, like, a lot of people look for them, and they're just really not. I mean, they're out there, but I just don't think that many people. I think at the time that those came out, I think what happened was most of it was like collectors were like, "Oh, those are kids' books," and so they were bought by people for their kids mostly, and they didn't take care of them, because little kids don't take care of their shit very well, especially comic books. And now the other thing is now all the kids that were reading those are now adults and coming into their own income, and they're probably looking for them on the nostalgia purpose. Then the next book, and those were, everything I just showed you was $1. This one was $1 too, and it's Justice League Unlimited number 46. And I wasn't gonna get it because it seems to be in rough shape. Not horrible, but just a little rough. Like, see these white lines here? Seems to be. It looks like some scuffing, and there's a fingerprint down here. So I wasn't gonna get it. Then I noticed it's the final issue. So it's like, figure, $1. I'll grab that. Holy cow! And then I got I bought these solely on the fact that Michael Turner's on the cover, and I got Justice League of America issue 2. I think this is yeah. So I got issue 2. I got issue 3. And I picked up issue 4. These are all Michael Turner covers, and all beautiful, and they all cost me $1. One more DC book, and it's another New 52 book. It's not a number 1 issue. It is a number 2. But it is a beautiful cover, and I believe it's done by Brett Booth, who I have enjoyed his work since Team 7. And, Backlash, I think. It was Backlash before Team 7. But anyways, here's issue number 2 of Teen Titans. There it is. They're better. Happy to have that just because it's kind of cool. This last one I picked it up on a complete whim, but it was $1. It's issue 3 of Noir. It's a Dynamite book, and it's featuring Miss Fury and the Black Sparrow. I just thought it was a really cool cover. That's the only reason I picked it up. Now, I've got one more little stack of books that I got. I got these babies. These all cost me $3 a piece. Some of them are well worth it. Some of them are probably right there on the edge of what they're worth. But you can see by that right there, you know that it's 60s Marvel stuff. And what 60s Marvel stuff did I pick up for $3 a piece? I got a stack of Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos. This is issue 29. Man, I'm getting too much glare here. This one is really in great shape, especially for the age. It's, see the corners. There we go. That's better. So, anyways, these ones are really this one is in great shape. No huge chunks out of it. None of that. It's yeah, Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos, issue 29, 12 cents. But it cost me $3. Then I have issue 33. I said 29, right? Yeah, 29. Did I say? Yeah. Anyway, this is issue 33. It's a little bit rougher, but it's still not that bad. There, that's probably the best. No glare. Yeah, this is good stuff. Then I have issue 36, and this one's quite a bit rougher. The whites are not white; they're more like brown. It's a big old. It looks to me like it might be some mouse or some insects have eaten the corner, and there's some chipping. But oh, there you can see the program that I use. Let's see if I can get it. No, that's not really working. But you can see the program a little bit. Anyways, my bad. This is issue 36. You can see like right there, looks like some insect damage or bug or mosquitoes. Damn. There we go. That's better. So that's issue 36. Then I picked up issue 50, which is in pretty rough shape. Big old corner taken or big chunk taken out there. Some creasing here, but I mean, with the exception of that corner, it's really not horrible. Then we skipped forward another 10 issue for some spine rolls on issue 60. Yeah, so I think Peter Parker was asking about when you get that little twist, and so you end up with your book looking like that. I tend to call that a spine roll because the spine's rolled. That's how I call it. I don't know if it's actual correct term or not. So with the exception of that, and a little creasing down here in the bottom left, and a little bit of chipping up on top, not a bad book for $3. Then this one, number 85, is actually wow. I'm almost tempted to send this in to get it graded just because it's in great shape. It's issue 85. Sorry, folks, Mylar is the killer. But like the corners are a little but I mean, it's not really working out so well, but I don't think there's any spine stress on this book. Well, there is. I'm sorry. There's 1, 2, 3 near the staples. And the top's got a couple of little nicks out, but I mean, for a book that was put out in the 60s, this is not bad. So that's Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos, number 85. And you've done it once again, folks. You've wasted another 19 minutes and 30 seconds of your life that you're not getting back. But I thank you for watching this long, and you guys have a good night. And if you got a used bookstore near you that carries comics, fucking hit them up. You might just find something good. Who knows? Good night, folks, and thanks for watching.